God has opened the gates. And sometimes the answers are right before our very eyes. We could see a lot of activity in the Schumann resonance. And when I look at the chart and I see something, a crazy anomaly like that, it reminds me of last June, and a lot of you remember last June. And if you are tracking the shifts of timelines and you kind of refer to the Schumann resonance throughout the year, a lot of times when we have an anomaly like we have depicted in the thumbnail, after this anomaly, there's going to be great change in the world. There's going to be great change in your everyday life. God has opened the gates. When you look at the 2-3 hour blackouts back to back within that period of activity, it looks like the gates of heaven are opened. And you could all write that in the chat right now. You could write it in the comments. The gates of heaven are opened. This is heaven on earth right now. This is the 5D. This is the fifth dimension. And during this time period, some people are going to experience this bliss. Some people are going to experience the new earth, the fifth dimension, because the gates of heaven are opened and they're here on earth. What are the things that you have been putting out to the universe? What are the things that you have within your sacred heart that God is looking at? Now it's time for these things to be released upon the people. All the things, your manifestations, your prayers are being answered as we move forward through the rest of the 8-year 2024, the year of abundance. God has opened the gates. It's time to experience your reality, your everyday life experience, the one that you were waiting for. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, could you kindly hit the like button? I'm very grateful for that. It helps others find this message. And a lot of people are probably feeling these crazy ascension symptoms that I'm feeling as well. And participate in the comments. This is a community. So if you are feeling a lot of these ascension symptoms that we're going to discuss today, let us know in the comments so that, people, they could be on different continents and you're experiencing the same thing at the same time. It really gives us a lot of evidence to the shift that we're experiencing right now. Sharon, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you always being here. Many will not make it through the eye of the needle. Love you, Mike. Love you too. Love you, Sharon. No, many people will not, many people, Sharon, will not have faith the size of a mustard seed. But we're fitting through that little Schumann resonance gate that you see right there. We're fitting right through the gate. So we see 2 blackouts lasting approximately 3 hours each during a period of activity. During the period of activity, we see the white in the Schumann resonance, which represents light codes, and we also see that reddish orange color, which represents density blockages. And some of you might be experiencing some density blockages being removed from your solar plexus region. You could get the yellow hearts and the suns and the starbursts, anything that's yellow, if you are experiencing that as well. So the density blockages are being purged. We see the white light codes. You're being activated and upgraded at this time. And when you really look at the whole image collectively, it looks like we're going through the gates. So the gates are opened and we're headed onto the brand new timeline. Everyone could write that down. We're headed onto the brand new timeline because this is a timeline jump. And I think a lot of us have a feeling we're always going to remember this timeline jump. This year, the year of abundance, it's here right now. When there is evidence to major shifts right before our very eyes, it really brings everything together. Some people, they talk about energy shifts, they talk about timeline shifts, but isn't it amazing when we also have some piece of evidence to actually say, wow, you know what, this is really happening. So it looks like as we go through the gates are opened right now. Sometimes the gates are closing, we don't know. The gates are opened right now. And, you know, there'll always be distractions. You have to keep moving forward through the distractions. Energy is the ability to cause change. I need each and every one of you to really focus on that. Energy is the ability to cause change, and we can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. This is a very powerful time period if you're going to be Captain Literal Man. Captain Literal Man is out. If you're going to be Captain Literal Man, it's going to make it a lot harder to navigate this time period. This is a very highly energetic time period, and all you have to do is stay focused on the basics. I did a video a long time ago, get back to the basics. Instead of complicating things, stay focused. Energy is the ability to cause change. We can detect energy's presence by noticing the change. So now we're noticing the change, and people are ready to come back together right now. Is now the time for us to come back together? Let us know. We all went through a lot of things in the past year. So, you know, and it's amazing, I've shared this before. Obviously, there's people that have been on the channel, and obviously we're growing at an exponential rate. Yes, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I'm very grateful for that. But when I looked at the anomaly, we look at the anomaly from last year, and you could see how things in your life changed so much once we hit that anomaly. Once again, we have another anomaly. Very powerful. It's very rare that you have like an image like that. We get blackouts, we get spikes, but isn't it interesting to look at the totality? Didn't we just have totality? Did we have totality? There's no such thing as coincidences, only synchronicities. When you look at the totality, a lot of people were talking about totality in the past few days, right? When you look at the totality of the entire image and you stand back, you have to take it all in. Get a higher vantage point. Remember that guy on YouTube, he climbed the top of the mountain, right? Top of the mountain. Get a higher vantage point. Get a higher vantage point. And then you could see the totality of what's going on. The gates are opened, and now it's time to go marching through the gates. You're prancing through you're like Ric Flair, strutting through the gates. You're strutting into the gates of heaven right now, like Ric Flair. It's not just a unicorn and rainbow thing, but it's a divine timing thing. And as we get upgraded and we're changing, we feel certain things. So you might be feeling a little tired. It's almost like it's heavy to breathe, almost like your body is almost like shaking. Okay, maybe a little extra purging in the solar plexus region, as we discussed earlier. On my journey, and again, I share from a place of authenticity. Earlier on my path of life, I've dealt with a lot of anxiety through the years. So for me, whenever these energies are really high, I tend to really feel it. Some people might be feeling it in the throat chakra right now. So depending on what you specifically need, remember there's certain keys, and it's going to affect you at certain specific places. We're not all the same. We're not all the same. We're actually rainbow warriors. We represent the different energetic colors. And we all have our strengths, and we all have our trials and tribulations that we've dealt with over the course of our journey. For me, I dealt with a lot of anxiety. That's the truth, right? But the more and more that it leaves, the more powerful you become. And as a whole, as the collective, when you reflect over the past few years, we all have dealt with anxiety because no one knows what the future holds, right? It kind of seemed like, oh, you had a plan, or you kind of lived your everyday life a certain way, and then all of a sudden You're like, what the heck is real anymore? What's going on out there? What the heck's going on out there? God has hid us for a while, and now we are revealed. See, you were behind the gates. You were hidden. God hid you for a reason, okay? You have very special gifts. You have very special abilities. Those gifts, those abilities that you have, they're here for the good of humanity. They are not to be used to be siphoned away by narcissists and parasites. And you'll be surprised, as we're all seeing clearly right now, you put out an energy signature that, you know, they are attracted to, like moths to the flame. That's why you were hidden. That's why you were in isolation. God had to clean you up, clean up everything so that you could be focused. All the energy goes towards this. When I reflect on my journey and I know the importance of this work, I put everything, you know, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift no heavy ass weights. It lasts the test of time. So when I look at the importance and how much this means to me, I have to put all my energy towards this. And I can only have quality people in my everyday life. I can't have people in my life that are going to drain me, that are going to distract me. I need people that are going to be on the same page. Synergy, creating a positive feedback loop, right? Lion Teach and Eddie Angel, thank you both very much. I appreciate you. You have to stay focused. And then in divine timing, which is now, God opens the gates. And we all go up together because people have to be shown. People are seeing a lot of things right now. People are seeing them, okay? People are seeing clearly. And when we work in seasons, it makes it more evident. And that's what we're seeing in the world. So we're seeing the positivity go up. We just talked about this recently, right? Aren't you tired of the negativity? We talked, I mean, you saw that we were just earlier talking about totality. And I'm sure that if you are tuned into this channel and community, you're tired of the negative. It's fake negativity. So those are actually the parasites that are out there. Oh, it's gloom and doom. Tired of it. So then when you actually hear that, you're being led astray. And then that becomes your reality, numbing you down to the gifts that God has for you. When you're distracted with fear, when you're in the lower chakras, when you're in the lower vibrations, you're not focused on the abundance that's right here. There are certain things that are right before your very eyes. So when we look at this chart, we see the gates are opened right before our very eyes. But if you are distracted all day long, when you are, and it's, again, it's not a lot of people's fault. It's the matrix. Hurry up, go, 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 go. Do you know people like that in your everyday life? Hurry up, go, 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 go. We ain't got time for that. Relax. You're already here. These are the energy themes that we need to embrace the highest version of ourselves. These are the energy themes that we need to embrace the highest timeline to experience. If you're here for the Most High, please smash the like button. I'm really grateful for that. It helps to continue this unstoppable momentum. Yesterday's lesson, remember? Every day, a lesson. Every day, learn something new. And remember, as we become more and more authentic as a society, practice what you preach. Years ago, I became a person. This was my vibrational frequency. And I said to myself, and you're just driven for it. And I said, I got to learn at least one new thing every single day. So now I got to teach at least one new thing every single day. And if not, I start stirring. You will see this as well. Okay, so the more that you're in alignment with certain things, certain foods boost you up, certain foods don't make you feel so good. Certain people boost you up. Certain people, you don't even see them anymore. They can't hear you anymore. A world famous video on the channel page. They can't hear you anymore. Do you have anyone in your life that they can't hear you anymore. It's right before our very eyes. You were hidden for a while, and now you are revealed to the world. There are levels upon levels to this. This is not just one. Okay, on the channel page, if you're new, I did a video, signs you're having another awakening. Like, it's not just one. For the Captain Literal man out there, it's not just one. Okay, you're gonna have multiple awakenings, and you keep peeling back each level, each layer. Don't stop. Don't stop. Remember when he was yelling at Rocky, don't stop, keep going, get chop him down. Don't stop. Everyone write it down, 1,000 people. Don't stop. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. Because now the gates are open. And we see this before our very eyes. It's time to stay focused, not distracted. It's a great opportunity when we see things to show us that we have the changes, because when we're going through a lot of new things, and it's like, it's almost unbelievable. I mean, think about the past few years. Don't you feel like it's unbelievable? I don't know. The dogs might start barking if I keep singing. I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll see. You know, other things that I might do in my my next ventures in life. Not singing, but I think, like, because tonight is Friday Night Live, maybe we'll do a little comedy later in life. No, we're always working on the next thing. There's a different energy vibe behind these things. Are you always working on the next thing, or are you just being lazy? All the same concepts of anything that's a success is applied to Ascension. And some people say, oh, ascend for me. Have you ever had people, you might be a highly spiritually awake person, and you have people that come into your life, and they say, ascend for me. We all have to do the work ourselves. And that's what lasts the test of time. That foundation, so it's not a house of cards that simply collapses. So we do see the evidence right before our very eyes. God has opened the gates for us. Let's enter the gate. Let's go on to the new timeline. Let's experience a shift like never before. We will be back on tonight. It's Friday Night Live tonight. So hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. We do it every Friday night. Let us know in the comments, what are the Ascension symptoms that you're feeling? Are you experiencing glitches? That's actually another thing. My phone sometimes in the past few days have been doing the weirdest things. I'm like, it's like, just throw it out. Just like, this is not even working right now. But you might be experiencing a lot of glitches on the phones, electronics as well. So share that as well if you are experiencing that. And know that we're already on. When you have a knowing, when you're not kind of sort of thinking, when you know, okay, that chaotic energy is gone. You have to be focused, and when you're focused and you know exactly what to do, you know exactly, you don't have any doubt. You make the decision, and then you go. Don't stop. Don't stop. Just keep going through the gates, and keep going, and continue on that timeline, and keep leveling up, and keep expanding. This is the time period, and this time period is now. I love you all. Please share the video. I appreciate that. Use the hashtag Schumann resonance on this one. Very grateful for that. And we will be back on tonight. Look for the notification. Have a great day, and I will see you again tonight.